Okay guys, take a good look at this, because in a little bit longer it's not going to look anything like this. It's getting ready to be turned into a concrete jungle. This area supported just tons of wildlife: deer, turkey, coyotes, geese. Every day that I drive past here, you see 15 or 20 deer out there. 165 acres getting ready to be annihilated. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys joining me for today's rant, because I'm freaking pissed off right now. Guys, that little opening that I showed you right there, that's 165 acres. That's getting ready to be completely annihilated by a developer with 200 houses. Now, I want to sort of frame this thing so give you an idea how freaking pissed I am and how all the residents around here are pissed. We moved out here probably, a couple of years ago. It's, outskirts of Springfield. And the area that we moved out to, the reason that myself and everyone that lives out here moves out here, is for the peace and serenity of this particular area. That field is right across the road from where I live. And, there's a Clydesdale horse farm over there. They got these beautiful Clydesdale horses. There's just rolling hills like I just showed you out there. There's more deer than I have ever seen in my entire life here. You see them every night, herds of them. There'll be, 10 bucks and 15 does out there. It's just unbelievable. And there's not a lot of houses out here. The houses that are out here, like mine, they're over 50 years old, and most all of them are on acreage. So when the thing that is cool about this area is when you drive out here, it's a soothing, it's a peace and serenity that you can just get away from the rat race of being in town of Springfield, Missouri, which is just a couple miles down the road there. So anyway, last week, I drove by there and I found out that there was a public hearing that some developer had bought this area here. This is normally, used to be a Clydesdale farm, and they just, kept it wild and, grew hay and stuff on it. Some developer bought it, and they're going to put in 200 houses here. Basically put them in 165 acres, just like sardines. And, which is going to completely destroy the vibe and the aesthetics of this area. That's why everybody likes to drive out here. People will take a Sunday afternoon drive out here from town just to drive by and see the Clydesdale horses. And they drive down these little quiet country roads like this where there's not much traffic. It's all going to be gone. And of course, these developers, they pull this underhanded trick where they put up this thing, there's going to be a public hearing, and they put these two little bitty signs up there, and nobody knows about it. There was like 2 or 3 people that knew about this public hearing, so nobody could force any opposition. And everybody in the area right here, within a half mile where I live, they're outraged. It's just of what's going to happen here. They're going to come in here and just freaking destroy this area. It's going to displace tons of wildlife. It's going to change the look and the vibe of it. It's going to increase traffic everywhere. 200 houses, you can imagine how many people that is going to be on these roads. Roads are going to have to be widened. It freaking just pisses me off. And here's what I want to talk about, the bigger picture, and why I'm talking about this on the channel, because it's all related to environmental issues, conservation. Same things happen on around the lakes across the country. You guys have seen me do this. What you're seeing right there is nonstop. It's like these developers, this is what they do. The city of Springfield, the inside of city of Springfield is rotting. It's like there's dilapidated areas, houses falling down, businesses that are out of business. And instead of trying to improve the aesthetics of the city and go in and purchase these areas that are dilapidated and build on those, they come out here out the outskirts of town, they buy up this farmland and and increase the urban sprawl. It's going on all around town. It's going on the east, west, north, south. It doesn't matter where you go. And here's another thing about it, guys, and the point of what I'm talking about. This is Springfield. This is happening in your community. It's happening in every community that there is out there, about this total disregard for saving something. It's like saving some type of wild places, saving wildlife habitat for the sake of just having it, for the aesthetics of it, because we've got to leave something. Something has got to be left, because You look at this, okay, this development has been going on unchecked because the Springfield, the Greene County Zoning and Planning Commission, they just give a green light to anyone that wants to do anything. Public opposition is squash. You can have, just like we have here, everybody in the area here is against this. They don't give a crap. They just let it go through and let them have it. This is going on all around town. So here's what the point I want to make, and it's going on in your town too. Let's put another 100 years on this, where this urban and suburban sprawl continues to go outward and outward. And right here, when this 165 acres gets devastated and there's a neighborhood there, all the wildlife is displaced. And this displacement of wildlife is constantly occurring. And you multiply that displacement times 100 years from now, and that's coming from all directions. It's coming from, states north, south, east, and west. It's all converging. Take a moment in your mind to envision what our country is going to look like 100 years from now with this unchecked development that we have right now, commercial and residential. You see what it is? It's going to just turn into a dang concrete jumble. There's going to be nothing left. There's not going to be any wild spaces around the lake left. There's not going to be any spaces like this that were once just pure and just, unspoiled. It's going to be nothing but development from greed. What we have to do in order to, maintain, until population growth stabilizes, as long as you have a growing population, obviously people have to work and they have to have a place to live, but you've got to be responsible about how you do that. And the example that I used about how the inside of Springfield is rotting away and dilapidated, why don't these zoning and planning commissions say, look, we're not going to issue you a permit to destroy 165 acres of wildlife habitat. If you want to build, we've got this 50-acre lot over here that's a rundown train station where nobody comes in anymore, or there's a bunch of buildings that have been vacant for 50 years. If you guys want to build something, build there and build vertical. We're going to leave something for the future generations. And right now, guys, like my son Elijah, he's 7 years old right now. When he gets my age in 50 years, imagine what this is going to look like here. There's going to be none of this left. The days of having these nice country drives where you can come out here like out on the outside of Springfield and look at the wildlife and come out at dusk and see deer in these fields and see geese landing in them and see the Clydesdale horses. That's all over. There's nothing left. It's just going to be a dang development after development after development after Amazon warehouse. It's just like the whole saying, it's like humans destroy everything they touch, and they really do, because very few people have the foresight to look 100 years from now and see what we're going to leave to the next generation. Look at the way the Native American Indians treated this country. They basically lived here for 30,000 years in what is now the United States with no evidence of their presence. 30,000 years. Look what we have done to our country in the last 100 years. We have turned this country from a wilderness 200 years ago into basically a concrete jungle from one end to the other. It's unsustainable. And here's the thing about this: you don't protect the environment for the environment. The earth is going to be fine. It'll spit us up and chew us out and go on with the next species that evolves. But we protect the environment to protect the human species, to protect our own sustainability and the sustainability of the other creatures we share this planet with. And as long as you have zoning and planning commissions and greedy developers that have no awareness of what they're doing here, it's something that's cheaper for them to build on, we're doomed, man. It's not going to get any better. So anyway, guys, that's today's rant. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'm disgusted because, like I said, the very reason that we spend a lot of time and a lot of people trying to get out in the country away from the rat race is just coming right back to us now, and it goes everywhere. I mean, it's coming from every direction. It really sucks, man. So anyway, not to be a downer, but just sort of a dose of reality there. So hope you guys are well. We'll talk later.